you're going to be looking for a different personality set. So I think it's first understanding what your culture is within your business. But for us, that was really part of understanding what our culture was and selecting individuals, nurturing but hardworking people, really ethical and reliable were really important. I think as an owner, we've all experienced individuals that just don't do what they say they're going to do or show up. And, you can't run a business that way. So I think really assembling that initial hire and being selective about it is really the first part of it. The second part of that with the staffing is firing. And I'm going to say I wasn't good at this piece of it, but needing to act promptly. And the reason I wasn't good at it originally is because I always have seen potential in everybody. I'll meet somebody and I'll be like, oh, there's a gem inside there. We might have to polish it a while, but we're going to find it. And for me, I always gave people, 2, 3, 4 chances. And in time, it really didn't benefit me. I might have found that diamond in the rough like 1 out of 10 times. And so I had to grow into. And I think as time went on, it's like I just, needed to learn to fire quicker. And I think that's a good lesson for individuals because it's a hard task, but you could have one person who's negative really, really kind of take everybody else down with them. And now you've got this toxic environment.
No, great input. I mean, one of the things, some of the few things I get out of what you just said is one, you can't just hire a warm body. As much as you just want to hire staff, you got to take the time to find the right person, because at the end of the day, it's going to cost you more than you would have thought if you just grabbed that warm body. And I think that
is such a good point. Yeah. And I had a mantra at one point. It was like living, breathing. I'm hiring you because it was a certain element that I just could not find the right staffing for. And I was losing so much business because I had the demand. And it was one of those, it was early on, but it was a really hard lesson because then I was damaging my brand by doing inferior services. So yeah, that's really, it's a hard lesson because then it's, you're getting the revenue. Now you got to stop the revenue again. And you've also damaged your reputation a little bit. So yeah, I think it's better to just go without than the living, breathing.
That's great. And then the other thing I got out of that was you're as strong as your weakest link. So, you spend all that time and energy to build a great team and build a great company. If you have that weak link, it could break everything.
Yeah, that's really true too. So, and I think again, it's figuring that out. And maybe when you're early on your career of being a manager or an owner, it's a lot harder. As I reflect back, I wish that was a lesson that I had adapted early on versus growing into it. And it's not being harsh. It's not being like unfair. It's really you step back and you kind of say, who's the one that took the risk in opening a business?